Alright, so we've all done it before and bought a tube of caulk and only just used a very small amount out of it. Then we'll put it up on a shelf and a couple months later we'll come back to use another little bit and it's all dried up. Then we're spending 20 minutes on a Sunday afternoon trying to clear out the caulk tube so we don't have to run all the way to the store just to get another tube of caulk. But I've discovered a couple of ways recently to preserve this and help to keep your tubes of caulk fresh for a little bit longer. I'm not going to say this is going to last for months or years on end, but it will preserve the life of them quite a bit. Now, I've been guilty of this myself, and I've tried to stick something in the end of it, like a screw, for example, and then take a piece of duct tape and cover it over, like so, or the best you can to get the end of it cleared out. But that doesn't really work very good. They make all kinds of caps that you can put over this, and boots, rubber boots or whatever. You can even unscrew this tube, or the end of the tube, on some of the more expensive tubes of caulk. And what you can do is take a brand new tube of caulk and take the fresh end off of it and screw it onto your used tube. But that doesn't really work very well. And I think the reason is because the air gets in from behind right here and it goes past the plunger and it just gets up in here and dries up your caulk. So that's the reason that doesn't work. I've even seen people try to take a wire nut and screw the wire nut on there, and that really doesn't work either because of the same problem, okay? If you're finding any value in this video, please click that like button below and subscribe to this channel. I come out with videos like this as often as I can. Now, one solution that I've discovered that should work pretty good is just an ordinary sandwich bag. Now, this is the gallon style, the little bit larger one, so that the tube itself will fit in there, but don't just put the tube in the bag. What you have to do is kind of fold it around like so to try to get as much of the air out as you can, and just make it flat, and then you can seal the zipper, or whatever this sealing surface is right here. All right. Then when you open it back up, that shouldn't have any air pockets in there. So that's one good solution right there. Another good solution that I have found, we're going to take this out because I'm going to do an experiment in a minute that I'm going to show you, is this AirTite tube right here. Now, this is a pretty good solution. It's got a rubber gasket in the end right here, and it's got another rubber gasket in the end right here. And when you put that tube in there, those two gaskets will squeeze the ends of the tube and try to seal off the back where the air gets in right here. All right, so this just comes apart like so. Now keep in mind there is a little bit of a pin through the middle. You may not be able to see that. I don't think you can see it on the camera very well, but that pin will have to slide through the opening of your tube of caulk. Now I just opened these tubes of caulk right here, so what we're going to do is squirt a little bit out on a piece of paper through all three of these tubes. All right, just a little bit. Just enough to get it so that it's kind of, that there's some in the tip. Let's do the other one. Okay. And finally this other one. Now this one's already been used, but that's okay. It will serve the purpose for today. So we're just going to squeeze a little bit out right here so that we know that was working. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all three of these tubes, all right? I'm going to put one in the AirTite container right here. Make sure that you put the pin through right there. All right. And we're going to tighten this up. We're going to put this container, or this tube, in the plastic bag, and we're going to see how that fares. Make sure you try to get as much of this air out as you can. I've already marked it with today's date, October 11th. All right, and we're going to leave this one out in the open as our control. All right, so here we are over 2 months later. This is now December 21st, and I've got my control tube in here now, so let's see what it does. Yeah, no surprise. Nothing comes out. Let's give it a poke. right. So it's kind of coming out. It'll break through. There we go. All right, so it took a little bit of a poke there, not too bad. Next try our sandwich bag. Now I haven't opened this since you saw me last time on October 11th. There we go. Coming out. Didn't have to poke it, that's good. Cool. I like that. And let's see if these caulk tubes here will do any good. I hope this works because I kind of like these things. Oh yeah, came right out of there. Gushing. Beautiful. That's great. All right, so the caulk tube does work, the AirTite. I'll leave a link below for these if you want to take a look at them. All right, so that's my way of preserving caulk tubes. Give you a couple of ideas there. Thanks for watching.